Everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am taking the next few days off, and I wasn't going to do a reading today, but I want to see what's going on with the energies because everything feels like it shifted. In yesterday's live chat, we talked about how the energy felt very heavy, felt very back and forth. One minute it was love, the next minute it was anger or grief or loss or fear. Today feels so good. It feels very peaceful, very calm, very even. I don't know why. I had a great day personally. I actually went out of the house. I stopped to see my parents over at their house, and I called my dad and I said, "Look out your back door," and they opened the door and I got to wave at them from their deck and tell them I love them. And then I went to do a quick grocery store run. And the woman did not look like she was having a good time, the cashier person. And but we managed to have a nice conversation, and she was smiling by the end. And that made me feel good. And then I came home and I took naps today. I read a little bit of a book. And I just was. I just was. Just am. Just that being. Just in that energy of being. I had conversations with my divine masculine in 5D, in my imagination, my mind, and a little bit of residual anger there that we got through, but then just back to love. Just back to love. And I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but this is how I felt all day. Just laughing and calm and at peace and verging on joy and happiness and just an energy of love. And it feels good. And I kind of feel like the world has taken a deep breath. Like the world has somehow exhaled. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what's going on in the world. I mean, I do know what's going on in the world, obviously. But as far as the energy, it just feels like there's been a sigh of relief. And that feels really good. It feels really good. So let's see what's going on and what Spirit has to say. I'm going to use these Keepers of the Light. I'm going to use some tarot and just do a quick reading to see what messages Spirit wants to bring forth today. This feels like the shift. I do want to mention a download that I got last night. I was about to go to sleep, and of course that's when my spirit guides are most active. And they were talking about portals, and we have a major portal coming up, 4/4. It's April 4th, 2020. That boils down to 444, and there's going to be a global meditation. So I hope you guys are taking part in it as well. But they talked about that as a portal. Now, portals are opening all the time. But what they actually showed me was it's like stages. So you walk through one portal, and that doesn't mean that it's like the end. It's like leveling up. So it's like, okay, so here's a door, and you walk through that one, and then here's a portal, and then you walk through that one, and then here's a portal, and you walk through that one, and here's a portal, and then you walk through that one, and that's continuous. And each one is like, hold on. Here we go. Each one is like a leveling up. And you can't just rush through all of them. It's like you walk through this one, and then there's this one. And there's a period of integration before you go through the next portal. And then you're ready, and you go through this portal, you go through this doorway. And then here's another. And you have a period of integration and rest and transition. And then you're ready to go through the next one. Then you go through the next one. They showed me that that's what we have been doing here on this Ascension journey. We've been going through these initiations. We've been going through these portals, walking through these doorways. And each portal is a choice. You have a choice point. You can continue to level up by doing the work, looking at your shadow side, doing the energy healing, the clearing. I'm also hearing helping others. So that might be part of your mission. Yeah, they're saying yeah. So part of your mission, helping others with their ascension. And your soul tribe that you really meet on this ascension journey, you're helping each other. You're really supporting each other. Especially like when I have this community here, I have my soul sisters, I have my soul tribe, and my divine masculine, but I also have you guys as a community, and we really help each other energetically. And they said that's part of it, so that's beautiful. I love that. But you have a choice. You know, you don't have to do the work. You can repeat the experiences. You can repeat the patterns, stay stuck in those beliefs, and repeat the cycles if you so choose. And a long time ago, we had actually channeled that that's a conscious choice. You make that a conscious choice, especially at this level of awakening and ascension. You make that conscious choice to go to your best and highest timeline. And it's not that instantly you're done, you go to your best and highest timeline, although the shift, they're saying, can be like that. But it's about moving through the portals, moving through the doorways to get to that best and highest timeline with the choices that you make. And they had told me that it's a conscious decision, a conscious choice of ascension, essentially moving into that new earth timeline, moving into your best and highest timeline on ascension. And but you can repeat that. You can repeat the old. You can stay stuck in the 3D. That's a conscious choice, and you have that decision right here, right now. We're saying one more time, and I don't know what that means. I feel like there's always going to be opportunities, but they're saying like one more time, right here, right now. You have that choice to make that decision. Yeah, they're saying it's not doom and gloom. It's not like this is the last time you get to make that choice and then the door closes to new earth. They're saying no. So that didn't come out exactly right the way I wanted to say it, or the way that they wanted me to say it. But you have the choice here in your present moment. Remember, your present moment is your point of power. In your present moment, you have the choice, the conscious choice to move through to the next level of ascension. And that is opening the door into new earth. That is opening the door into this brand new world. This energy, this shift in consciousness, this energy of love. And, it's going to be a transition. But we're walking through that doorway now. They're saying we walked through that doorway in January. We had channeled that back in December, January. That January 1st was going to be, it was the shift. The chime of the clock, they had said, the chime of midnight. You might want to go back and check out those readings because they were pretty powerful. The stroke of midnight they had channeled to me was the shift. And it was the old and the new, moving from 2019 to 2020 was going to be the shift into new earth. And that opened up another portal. And they're saying that that's where we are right now. We're integrating all those energies before we continue on creating new earth. Because we're already anchored into new earth. We're already there. We've already ascended into that consciousness. And now it's all about anchoring in those energies and continuing to create new earth. And so in our physical 3D world, they're saying we might actually be seeing the crumbling down, the tower falling. These are the financial systems. These are the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies, moving more towards, you're saying, holistic energies, more towards holistic healing. They're showing me galactic help as well, and other things that I'm just not going to put my focus on, but we've talked about that in Light Your World, Call for Unity, all that stuff. So there are things that are going to be coming, positive things that are coming as a result of this change, but the change might not feel comfortable because the tower falling never does. It's new. It's brand new. For a lot of us, they're saying it's going to feel familiar because we are starseeds. And because we have had incarnations here in Atlantis and Lemuria. So for a lot of us, it really is going to feel familiar, the new earth that we are creating. But it might not feel comfortable to our human self, our egoic self that's been anchored into this timeline here, this incarnation here, I should say. It might not feel entirely comfortable. But that's what we've been doing on this ascension journey. We have been healing and growing and expanding and evolving. I'm hearing expanding our minds, expanding our consciousness, and expanding our hearts in order to be those way showers, in order to be those light workers, to anchor in that energy for others. Because now we're going to be guiding others through that doorway, through that portal. Wow. Okay. That's incredible. Okay, so let's see what's going on here within the collective. Those two. This feels like new earth energy. We have light activation on the bottom of the deck. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. This is what you have been experiencing on this ascension journey. Your whole body structure, your whole DNA structure, your whole cellular structure changing to crystalline, to the diamond grid, in order to welcome in more light, more love, more of that balance and that flow. More energy is what they're saying, which is that light energy. So through the healing, when you get rid of what I like to call that soul sludge, and it's interesting that they had channeled that to me in the very, very beginning. I've called it soul sludge since the beginning. And they said, yeah, it's like that muck. It is that sludge, because that's what keeps you weighed down. That's what keeps you in that dense 3D energy. And so the more you clear that, the more you are able to welcome in the light, because your entire body, your entire cellular structure becomes more light, because it's not weighed down by all of that karma, by all of that toxic energy, by all of that soul sludge. So we have Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. What did we say? Each door is like a step, right? Each door is initiation, transition, integration. Moving into that new earth. You are on the path here. You are on the path. That's beautiful. And love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. This is giving me an energy of, they're showing me the Romance Angels card. Stay optimistic about your love life. Stay optimistic. Stay in a place of high vibration and love. Both for this transition into new earth, especially with the global tower, so to speak. That's the metaphor, of course, but so to speak, the crumbling, the dark night of the soul that we're experiencing globally right now, for these mass awakenings, because the dawn is going to come. And the more you stay in that high vibration, and this is for your union as well, because your union is a part of this. Understand that your union is not just for the 3D purposes. Your union is a part of this path. It's a part of ascension. It's a part of your ascension path. It's not just for a 3D relationship, a family, home, partnership, kids, stuff like that, for your 3D material life, your physical life. That's how you live out your life. That's the choices that you make for this lifetime. Yes, that's a part of it, because we're merging the human and the spiritual. It's no longer separate. We're integrating the human and the spiritual. You can't be so high up in the spiritual that you forget that you're human. You can't be so focused on the physical plane that you forget your connection to source and to yourself, right? So we're really transcending duality and merging that human life with our spiritual connectedness. And so, yes, that's the human part. That relationship with your divine counterpart is the human part. But you are here for a much deeper purpose, to embrace that love and understand and really remember what unconditional love is, and to help others through that love. Because remember how we channel here that your mission, whatever you choose it to be in your physical 3D world, whether that is being a tarot reader or being a teacher or being a doctor or whatever it is that you choose, being a writer or an artist or a mechanist, whatever it is that you choose, the foundation for your mission is love, to be the embodiment of love. That is your true mission. And so your sacred union is a part of this ascension. Your sacred union is a part of the whole. There is no separation in all of creation. There is no separation. That is the understanding of oneness. Not only are you interconnected with every other living consciousness on this planet, but with every idea, with every imagination, with source energy itself, with all energy. And everything truly is energy. Everything truly is energy. So stay in the vibration of love and stay optimistic about your love life, about what is happening on the planet currently, and about New Earth, about this transition into New Earth. So let's see what's going on with the counterparts and why we're feeling at such peace today. I'm just going to pull some cards and see what energy comes through. I'm not going to separate it into masculine or feminine here. Spirit, what do you want to say? Okay. Wow, okay. All right. Anything else? Oh my gosh, okay. Let's see, we got a lot. You came out, then you came out, then you came out, you came out, you came out, and you came out. Wow, okay. This is beautiful. Look at this. You have Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. I'm going to get some clarity on the Two of Pentacles. This feels like, okay, this feels really beautiful. This feels like New Earth. This feels like New Earth energy. This feels like, you see how it's like almost like an Eden with the flowers and the hedge and the ocean behind. This feels like New Earth energy. We talk about bringing heaven down to earth, but you know, that's just an energy. That's just a consciousness. That's just an understanding. But anchoring it into your physical reality is displaying that, embodying that love, embodying that joy, embodying that peace and balance and truth. This is New Earth energy. This is that shift in consciousness. And when we say bringing it down into the physical, into the material plane, it's about how we embody that and the choices that we make. So, you know, it's like when we talk about the tower that's crumbling, all the systems that are crumbling, everything that's happening in our world, what's actually happening is the earth as a whole, well, the universe as a whole, is helping to clear out the toxicity of planet. So we're actually seeing this. It's incredible. So it's the macro and the micro. We talked about this. I'll put some links of interest in the description box below because we did talk about this more. So if this is interesting you, we talk about this more there. It's incredible. So think about your sacred union with your divine counterpart and everything that you've experienced on this ascension journey. Think about how you've had to do your own personal healing to get rid of that soul sludge, to get rid of the toxicity, to clear out the karma, to complete the karma for your evolution and for your expansion. We're at a pivotal point in history, and they had channeled that to me the other day. It was history. They said the word was important, history. We're in a pivotal point in the planet's history, the planet's evolution, where as a whole the planet is going through ascension. That's why there are these mass awakenings that are happening. And because of that, what's happening is we're getting rid of the toxicity. We're clearing out the karma. We're getting rid of all that soul sludge, all that dense 3D energy, so that the earth as a whole can shift into a higher vibration, a higher level of consciousness for this new earth. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to be human, that you're not going to be in the physical. It's a shift in consciousness. And once you have that shift in consciousness, you feel it within, and then that becomes your experience without. Now, there's a collective reality. But the more people who awaken, the more people who ascend, the more the collective reality, our thoughts, our consciousness, the choices that we make, helps to shift the planet as a whole into that new earth energy, into that Eden energy, into that heaven on earth. And it's not so much like, okay, all right. So I'm trying to make it clear what that heaven on earth might look like, and I'm saying it's not so much angels singing and harps playing and clouds and things that, you know, that traditional religion might make heaven out to be. Again, it's a shift in consciousness. Heaven is within. I think it's the Buddhists who call it nirvana. It is all within. And so with that within, you create that and experience that without. So that, and what they, I'm laughing because what they had said was that we're going to be with you. We're still with you, and we're going to make ourselves even more known, because the more you ascend, the more you can do what I do. The more you can talk to angels, the more you can talk to your spirit guides, connect with your spirit guides, the more you talk to galactic beings, dragons, the more mythical creatures that you seemed mythical, they're absolutely real, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. And the more that comes into being, the more they make themselves known in the physical, because you're ascending, so they don't have to drop down into the physical 3D, which they can't, because their energy is so highly evolved in other dimensions that 3D energy is too thick for them to drop down into, and I'm also hearing too harmful. So the more you ascend in your vibration and in your consciousness, this is going beyond fifth dimension consciousness. The more you ascend, the more you're going to be able to physically see your spirit team. Wow. So going back to what New Earth might look like, again, I don't want to go into that right now. But it's the fear, the toxicity, the control, the manipulation, the hold, the entrapment. That is all not going to be a part of your experience anymore, because you shifted beyond that, because you shift into a vibration of love. And where love exists, fear cannot. Fear cannot exist in the same vibration as love. It just can't. It just can't. Fear does not, and try it. Try that out. If you're in a state of fear, do something that raises your vibration and watch how quickly the fear dissipates. You can have that choice. You can stay in that energy of fear if you choose. You can stay in the energy of anger. You can stay in the energy of grief. You can stay in the energy of fear. But when you shift out of that energy disappears. The fear disappears. And once you have that taste of love and balance and peace and harmony within you, why would you want to experience that fear anymore? Let that be the carrot. Let that be the carrot that pulls you through this awakening. The love that is embodied here. Okay, so that felt like Ascension energies. Here is something different. Here feels like divine counterparts. And what I love about this 10 of Pentacles is the couple here. Divine masculine, divine feminine energy represented. And it's right underneath the 2 of Pentacles. And I love this because it means that you're balancing out the divine masculine and divine feminine energy within you. Because as you do that, that's what's necessary for you to ascend into this higher level of consciousness, to clear the distortions, clear the wounds, clear that toxic energy, and come into balance with your divine nature, with the divine feminine and divine masculine energies within you. That's that inner union here. And as that happens, that's when you bring that down into the physical with your partnership, into physical union. Physical sacred union. So I love that this came out. We have the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 to the 10. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles, which is balance. You guys have been on your individual paths, never alone. That's tomorrow's daily energy draw, I believe. And a repeat message here. You have never been apart from your counterpart. You have never been apart from your person energetically. And for some of you, actually physically. But it's the idea that you have been on your individual paths. You have been going through ascension. You have been learning and growing and expanding and doing the healing work. And it seems like it's been individual, even though it's energetically you've been together. You've been through a battle. This ascension journey is not for the faint of heart. This is the hardest thing you will ever experience. Awakening and ascension is truly the hardest thing that you will ever experience, and not many people will understand that. Because it is all about looking at yourself. It is all about going within and facing your shadow side and doing the healing work. Really doing the healing work. And not many people understand that, or understand what that takes. Not many people will understand what that means. There are many people at this point on the planet who are doing this subconsciously. They're not aware that they're awakening. They're not conscious that they're going through the journey of ascension, but they are. And they're going through battles. They're clearing karma. They're clearing wounds in a different way. But there will be a shift where they awaken to the spiritual nature of it. They're just, it's almost like, remember how we talked about how the Divine Masculine really does the healing differently and goes through ascension differently than the Divine Feminine? That's kind of what they're showing me. They're saying there's a spiritual nature of it, which people awaken to, but prior to that, they go through it from a very physical 3D nature, where they act out their karma in order to clear it. So they act out arguments with friends in order to clear. They act out illnesses. They act out, relationships in order to clear, in order to heal, in order to complete karma. And we've been through that too. For myself, I went through illness. That was a catalyst for my awakening and preparing me for my ascension journey. So we've all been there, but then we're launched on ascension, which is the spiritual nature of things, and that's the shift. So what's happening globally is there's mass awakenings that are happening, and people are going through this on a subconscious level where they're actually going in to reflect and having to face themselves and be honest with themselves and see their habits, their patterns. Are they healthy? Are they toxic? And how do they become the best version of themselves? And it's happening on a subconscious level, but there will be a shift to ascend, in order to ascend. But back to this, with the Nine of Wands, what I love about this energy is you guys have been through a battle. You have been through a battle. It is the hardest thing you have ever had to do. And there is no guidebook. There has not been anybody who has really come before us. Yes, we have our mentors. Yes, we have our guides. But as a whole, as a collective, a lot of us, we're winging this thing. That's where we have our support team. That's where we have our soul family who have been there with us to help us through this. You can get scarred on this journey. You can get very wounded. This is the energy of the wounded warrior, the Nine of Wands. But this is a warrior. He perseveres. He gets back up. Look at all the battles that he has faced. And still he gets back up and he does it again. Why? Because he wants the Ten of Pentacles. He wants that success. He wants that abundance. He wants that happily ever after. He wants that heaven on earth. Again, the Pentacles here. He wants the family. He wants the finances, the career, the home life. And he believes it's possible now. That's part of his grand awakening. Understanding that the universe is infinite and everything is possible. It was only their own belief system and lack mentality, scarcity mindset that was keeping them from understanding that this was possible. And so now he's getting back up and he's fighting for this. For Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine to come together in equal balance and equal reciprocity. This is what you're fighting for together now. More harmony coming into the connection. True harmony, true unconditional love, without expectations, without conditions, without strings. Just pure love and harmony and balance and peace. Wow. All right, anything else you want us to know about these counterparts? No. Okay, yeah, hold on. That's what you're clearing out. You're clearing out all that toxic energy. It's on the bottom of the deck, and what they're showing me is like, nope, no more. No more. You're clearing that out. You're getting rid of that. Knight of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. You are looking towards your future. You see how the Knight is looking forward? Always looking forward, no longer looking back. It's interesting here. The Nine of Wands is looking back to the past. He's reflecting on everything that he's been through on this journey, everything that he has learned, how he has grown, and how he now has the tools to move forward. Now he is looking forward. looking forward towards his abundance, filling up those cups with emotional fulfillment. You see those rosy cheeks? That's happiness, that's joy. With the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel turning. The wheel is now turning now. It's almost like they're showing me earth turning and saying the wheel is, like the earth is the great wheel that is turning towards that abundance, towards that new earth. All right, let's get one more layer. Yeah, this feels like the Great Awakening. This feels like the Great Awakening, and you guys are a part of it. This sacred union is a part of it. Both of you doing this together now. Working together in partnership, collaborating, creating together. Feeling the emotion for each other, expressing that to each other. Having that enlightenment together. The Hanged Man here doesn't feel like an energy of stagnation. It doesn't feel like an energy of waiting. It feels like an energy of enlightenment. Breaking free from anything that was holding you back. Tell me more about the Hanged Man. Okay, hold on. Let me get a good shuffle going. I'm sorry, baby. Did I scare you? Yeah. This is enlightenment. This is the end of confusion. This is the end of indecision. This is the end of abandonment, rejection, being left out in the cold. This is the end. The end. No longer tying yourself up. Yeah, the world, the end. It's the end of that journey. It's you know, once you walk through the door, once you walk through the portal, you can't walk back out. That's the shift in consciousness. Once you know something, you can't unknow it. Once you feel something, you don't unfeel it. Once you have that expansion, sometimes you can feel like you regress, but it's just because you have to go through another cycle in order to really learn and integrate that energy. You don't regress. Expansion is expansive. That's this energy here. You're tying yourself free. It's almost like this sword here, this truth, this clarity, is cutting him free from that rope to create an ending. It's this enlightenment. 2 cards of enlightenment here, the Ace of Swords and the Hanged Man. 2 cards of enlightenment here. Creating this ending of this pain, this cycle of pain. So, all right, so what's to come? What's to come? What's to come? Oh my gosh. And the 4 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So with the High Priestess here, we're not meant to know everything. That's part of the secret of the universe. That's part of the surprise. We're not meant to know everything. And they're also saying that's part of your power for you to direct, for you as a whole, for you as a planet to direct New Earth and create New Earth. That's part of this collaboration. As you and your partner come into union, as you come into sacred union, you recognize that you have control over your life. Nobody else has control over your life but you, just like you have no control over anybody else's life but your own. You have the power to manifest and create your own reality through your thoughts, through trusting your intuition, trusting what's in your heart, what's in your gut, listening to the soul of yourself. That's the High Priestess energy. And so the universe is saying that you're not meant to know everything because you have the power to create. And as you as an individual create, so do you and your divine partnership create together this collaboration through your mission work, through your love, through coming together in this sacred union. You create New Earth. And so as all these couples come together into sacred union, you create New Earth together. And then you awaken more to create New Earth together. And that becomes a collective reality. So the High Priestess energy here, along with the star, and the Lovers. 3 major arcanas here. This is major energy here. And you see the pouring. This is reminding me of Temperance energy here, balancing out. But the Star is an energy of wishes. It's this new earth energy. It's wishes, it's fulfillment, it's happiness, it's joy. It's what do you dream of? Because that dream is coming true, and you do it together now in this partnership. You do it together, and how they're embracing each other. And look at that peace lily there. You do it together in this harmony, because all this pain, this confusion, this entrapment, this indecision, this betrayal, whatever this toxic energy was, it's done. It's over. You have that clarity. You have that illumination. You're freeing yourself from it in order to usher in this energy, which is then ushering in new earth, balance, stability, security, joy, celebration. Amazing. Amazing. All right, you guys, that's going to be it for tonight's reading. Really beautiful and unexpected, but we'll see if there's another shift that happens over the next few days. I'll be working on the zodiac readings, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back soon. I'm sending you so much love, so much light. See you later.